Welcome to today's fourth law, which is the law of least effort. It's one of the ones that I employ mostly, and one of the ones that, guess what? It's easy to do. It's the law of least effort. The law of least effort states that your intentions, you're thinking about them, you don't necessarily have to work hard to achieve your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, your intentions. You do have to put work into it, but it's your intuition. It's the universe that is guiding you to achieve these goals. You already set the intention, the universe already starts working on your behalf to make these dreams and goals come true. It's not that you're going to stay in bed and think, oh, I want to get this job. No, you got to put in your resume. You got to do the interviews. But in these interviews and putting out your resume, you know you're skilled. So you're not employing a lot of hard work to do what you already know what to do. That's the main principle of the law of least effort. This effort is comprised of doing accomplishing more by striving less. I've noticed that if you try hard and work on this and do this, and you're stressing yourself out as opposed to doing what naturally comes to you. We know that we have to get up and go to the bathroom when we need to go to the bathroom. We know that we need to brush our teeth in the morning. Do we really put a lot of effort into doing those things? No. We know we need to do that. We know at times we need to water the plants or take a walk. Does it really cost or take you that much effort to do those things? No, they happen naturally. So this law takes upon that principle that what we know will employ effortlessly and will get the rewards from it. The concept of nature's way of functioning in the law of least effort is very simple. I just talked about watering plants. You put in the water, you don't sit in front of the plant waiting for it to grow. It's going to grow. When you're cooking something, if you know how to cook, you'll know this example better. You put the meat or the proteins or the stew or whatever it is that you're going to do in the pot. You don't sit and watch the pot. It naturally cooks on its own until the time comes to take it out and eat it. When you're eating it, you're not shoveling it down in effort to get it down to your stomach. You enjoy your meal. It's a least effort thing. Those are the easier parts, but let's talk about other things that can be a challenge to some people. For example, looking for work, looking for a relationship. Do you find that I'm going to go to this bar and I'm just going to look and I'm just going to hunt and I'm just going to find this person, you know? And this, I'm going to share a story with you. I used to do that and never really got anything because the desperation is a scent that everyone smells. If you are desperate to look for someone, it is just all over you. But if you just hang back, chill out. If you drink, you have a cocktail. If you dance, do your dance. People are not worried about your desperation. They're more concentrating on who you are because you're not doing anything. You're being yourself. It's the law of least effort. So, in terms of getting a job, it's the same thing. You know you're skilled. You know your worth. You know your value to a company. So you're not going to be, I need this job because I'm smart. I need this job because I know what I'm doing. I need this job. No, you go in, you present yourself calmly. My skills and abilities are such and such and such. I read in the job description. This is the requirement or requirements for this opportunity. You give them examples in your experience. They should have read your resume. But if they haven't, you explain. That is the law of least effort. You get the job, you don't get the job is not meant for you, the job is meant for you. The last job that I got, it was basically doing that. I really wasn't looking hard for a job. I just sent out a resume to one of the companies that one of my agencies. And I called, like, hey, listen, I just sent over my resume. Did you take a look at it? Hold on one second. You know what? I see now. Let me get back to you. She set up a screening call, and then they set up the interview. I did the interview, and I got the job. I'm working there now. So that was one of the seamless ones. This also goes to what you're looking for is looking for you even more. So all you have to do is just set the intention. Doesn't take a lot of effort. Put it out to the universe what you require because you don't need it. You don't want to radiate a place of lack. You require this job. You put the work in, let the universe do the rest. Let your spirit team do the rest. Let your spirit guide do the rest. This is why I like the law of least effort because for the most part, it definitely works for me. During the pandemic, I we all were out of a job for a while or two. For those that were, I was one of them. I decided that I wanted to do a website for one of my clients. So I was just radiating the work effort. Then I think I looked for LinkedIn on LinkedIn or something like that, and I don't know if I don't even remember it was 6 year, 4 year, 5 years ago. And this lady comes up to me and she goes, "All of the skills you have, this company wants down to the last detail." I got the interview at 11. I took the interview, started at 11. It ended at 11:20. At 11:40, my agent called me, "Eldon, you got the job." I didn't really do much. I know my self-worth, I know my skills and abilities, and I know that it can bring value. And that's exactly what I did. Which leads us to how we accept. The acceptance frees up energy to accomplish my goals. I freed up all that time. I finished the previous website before I got the job in a week. And it's just something that happens naturally. I've been doing web development for over 10 years now. So it just comes naturally to me. So when I got the job, I presented my skills and I got the job that I interviewed for. So, a challenge for you all that are in the room right now or listening to my voice: how do you practice the law of least effort? Waking up in the morning, doing your morning rituals, meditation, maybe standing in front of the window. All of those techniques are guiding you to the law of least effort. For those like myself that go to the window and give gratitude in the morning for waking us up alive, that right there, setting an intention for a good day. It's the least effort you can do. It's the least you can do. Thank the universe for another day of life. If there's a challenge in your way, thank the universe for finding the solution to that challenge. I think I spoke about this before. I was looking for something, or I forget what it was, and I said, "You know what, universe? Thank you for helping me find the solution to this problem." Within 10 minutes, I found my solution. It's just that simple. The universe already knows that you already gave gratitude. You act, you put the feeling of, and that's what the universe responds to. If you're panicked or stressed out about looking for your keys or looking for a job or a partner, you're radiating that. You want to radiate, "Thank you for showing me that I found this job. Thank you for showing me that I have this partner. Thank you for showing me that I found my keys." It's just those little things that mean a lot. And it's the law of least effort in action. For now, we're going to discuss the importance of accepting people, situations, and events as they occur. Have we ever been in a situation where we want to be right? The argument is logical in our point of view. I heard of this, which really helped me a lot in terms of arguments. Is it better to be right or to keep the peace? I found that it's better to keep the peace because sometimes in an argument, in a discussion, we're not all going to see the same thing. Sorry, we're not going to see different things the same way. There are people that are argumentative and they always have to be right. You know what? Let them be right. You know in yourself, in your heart, that you're contributing to the peace in the discussion. And I don't like to fight. I'm really non-combative. I'm like, you know what? If that's the way you see it, that's the way you see it. Your truth is different than my truth, and they don't have to meet. As long as the peace is established, we're going to move on. That is an example of the law of least effort. You quench an argument, you put out the fire to that argument. I accept it. You know what? We're not going to see eye to eye. We're going to agree to disagree. And we've heard that many times. It's now time to think about it and employ that method. Now we talk about the responsibility, explore taking ownership of one's actions and responses. How does this lead to creating problem solving? Everyone in this room, everyone in the world has their own method of solving an issue. Issues of laundry, issues of self care, of fitness, of eating well. We know that we have to do it. Do we employ it? No, we like to eat what we like to eat. But how is that going to elevate yourself? How is that going to elevate you? We understand that the law of least effort is ordering something on Uber Eats or ordering something on the app to get it to you. But choosing a healthier option is just as easy as choosing the bad option or the non-healthy option. When it comes to that, it's just the law of least effort. The food is going to come to you, you order it. You're not really taking that much effort. You're not picking up the phone and calling someone and putting in your order. It's tap, 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 tap. Your order's coming through. You get it, you receive it, you eat it. It's the law of least effort in the digital age, if you will. Let's talk about defenselessness. The concept of letting go and the need to defend your point of view. We talked about that just recently in do you want to keep the peace or do you want to be right? In this one, there's a benefit to the perspective of just letting it go. There are people that will argue their point and beat a dead horse. How does that benefit you? It only benefits their argument. Let them talk. You know that your truth is your truth and it's different from the other person's truth. They're going to beat that dead horse until they're right, till they're right, till they are right. Do you really want to keep on with that battle? Absolutely not. You want to be free, you want to be peace. You know what? That's the way you see it. That's your truth, and that's okay. You accept. Stop with the defenses. I'm going to defend my point of view until you see it my way. And then what? You get the other person angry at you, and then that escalates to another issue and escalates to a bigger fight because they don't see it your way. You want them to see it their way, your way. They don't see it your way. It's just this endless cycle of bad karmic energy. Let it go. Accept the fact that this is something that you're going to just be at peace with. You see it your way, I see it my way. Now, Solina and John, I'm going to ask you, because this is a workshop after all, to please, how do you see the effects of your past actions manifesting in your current life? And John, I know this one's going to be an easy one for you because I'm sitting in front of you as an example.
Okay. Yeah, so same like you, this is my favorite law. I would call this law also the law of letting go and trusting, right? Because that is the process. You let go and you trust. You trust the universe, trust your spirit team and you know the archangels, whoever you believe in that's gonna step in, your ancestors, and you know things are going to happen, or it's just the momentum that you built, you know, let the momentum take you the rest of the way. And yeah, I believe that in my experience, the less effort that you put into something, the more quicker the results come. It's almost instantaneous. And then also um the way you realize how much time you would have wasted before, it makes you more prepared for what's next. So now you built sort of like a good platform to continue to go through life and making better decisions and choices. So it's a gift that keeps on giving.
It is, and I thank you for sharing that because again, I'm going to bring it up. I just thank you for providing this platform for me this is not a coincidence that you are here to help me with my journey. I've come to you a little bit over 2 years now, and look at where I was. Well, only you know where I was, and look at where I am now. And it definitely has been a progression, a very learning experience for me as well as for you. The support I give you is the support you give me. And it really doesn't take much to support you because I believe in what you do. I am a living example of that.
Yeah, thank you for that, Eldon.
Well,
That
you're
means
very welcome, always welcome.
thank you.
So, Lena, would you like to share a story?
Um, I feel like it's hard to follow what John just said, but
Oh,
it's
come on.
I can think of maybe related to health. I've been battling quite a few health issues for the past 12 years, and there's been times where um I I kind of don't have it in me to keep working on my healing because it's exhausting, right? Like it really takes a toll over time. And I, for some reason, sometimes when I try to do more and do this treatment and so this doctor and this therapy and this other thing, the more I do it, sometimes I I feel like it makes me more tired. It requires too much effort and the symptoms get worse than so sometimes I just take a break and let my body tell me what is that it needs. And sometimes when I do that, it's like it doesn't like I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting and listening. And then when my body tells me what it needs, and then I just go to one practitioner or one doctor or something, and just stick to that. And from there, they recommend something else. And just one little thing leads me to some other little thing, or some friend, in conversation says, "Oh, you gotta go see this other lady. She's amazing." And I go and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is a godsend. Thank you so much for referring me to this person." Um, and I don't think I would have found a person like that, even if I were to go online and search for somebody, because I would have been spending so much hours looking for, and I don't think I could find these women. And all of a sudden, a friend recommends, and I go and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And it's just like I see evidence of when I let everything go and I just stay with the body and listen to it, it just knows what it needs at that moment, right?
Yes,
It will be a cure, but it is a way to have a better quality of life and to receive what it needs at that moment in time, right? And
absolutely.
I am witnessing that now, taking care with my dog as well, when he's sick and things like that. So I apply to that. And I apply that with all kinds of healing, not just physical, but emotional and spiritual. That's also something that the same technique kind of applies to that as well.
Thank you. You answered the next question without me having to say it. So, you answered both questions in one comment, which I think it's great. So the next question is, what positive actions can you take today that might create beneficial outcomes in the future? For me, my positive actions are normally gratitude. Before I eat something, I put my hands over it and just give gratitude for it. When I wake up in the morning, same thing, just give gratitude. Just those little positive actions. Obviously, we do live in a world where challenges are abound. We're going to get challenges. But I've noticed that by putting positive action into these challenges, it tells me the universe knows that I can get through that challenge. If I keep a positive attitude, if I keep working on the solution, not necessarily in a difficult, like, oh my God, this is tough, whatever. Like today at work, there was a challenge. I was learning something. And this morning, I had my morning meeting with my boss. And she goes, all of the things that you did came out right. And this was one of the hardest tasks that you'll ever face here. So if I did it with the law of least effort and having a positive attitude towards it, I overcame that. So that's how I use positive action and thought to get that result. It's the law of least effort. For you, Solina, I'm going to take your example. You didn't really do anything. It was a friend that referred you to this practitioner. You didn't have to do anything. You have practiced the law of least effort by not knowing it, by not realizing it. That's how these laws work. If we set the intention, you know what? I want my health to get better, or I want my doggy's health to get better. That's how you think, and start thinking more of my health is better. My doggy's health is better. You even began before we started the recording that your dog is a little bit up and proactive. Now, I will say that, and I've told you this before, I put you in my group of the chosen. So every morning and every night, I talk to the universe about the chosen. So when I hear things like that, it makes me realize that I'm really not doing much to contribute to someone's well-being. So I definitely appreciate you being in my life, Solina. I don't know your doggy, but I'm pretty sure it's a special person or person in your life, an entity in your life.
Thank you, Eldon. Well, there is the little picture. That's my little doggy right
I
there.
see, yeah.
Thank you
But
so
yeah,
much.
you're very welcome. It's just those little things. Now, I don't do it for me. The dog's health is not my health. It's about what I can do for others. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, and you're probably gonna hear me again. The purpose in my life is to use my skills and abilities to help other people. That is where it's at for me. I'm not going to stop saying it because I firmly believe it, and the universe brings people for me to help out. I don't do it for a reward. I don't ask anyone in here, oh, I helped you with your dog's health, or I helped you with your business. Now it's my turn. I'm going to give you an invoice. It's not about that at all. It's about satisfaction in knowing that I do work for other people. So, John, what positive actions can you take today that might create beneficial outcomes in the future?
So I've had a head start, but what I will continue to do is find joy in the challenge wherever I could find it. It's as if as you said, when you are recognizing that you're in a bit of a doozy, or whatever's happening, you know that the universe also knows. And the only reason that you're facing this is because the universe knows that you can handle it. So find joy in it, laugh, about the situation, whatever you can do to smile through it. Because as you said, sometimes, yes, we do have to get active in something, whether it be like rebuilding your resume, whatever it is. But find joy, find a way to love the process, and that in its own also alleviates that effort, that pressure of you having to perform. Like, not everything that we're trying to find a problem to has to be with like, I have to find a solution to this problem. It's so bad, it's so big. Like, I get to find a solution to this problem. I'm gonna learn something new today. It's how you rephrase it. So that's that's my way, and it's been working out.
Listen, I think it's excellent because, I love the way it flows, and I'm really not doing much. It's both of you that are doing kind of the work for me. So I'm employing the law of least effort now because the next one is balancing effort with effectiveness. We have to discern when we use minimized effort or when to invest energy. Did I lose you? Oh, my computer froze. So in the example that you just said, do we really want to like, I'm gonna pour all my energy into it. Let's go, 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 go. Or do you know that in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, the journey is what's going to lead to the solution? You already have the skills, you already have the knowledge, just put it into play. It comes to we put effort into it, and if we put too much, it's like forcing it. The universe doesn't like to be forced. Yesterday I was watching a TV show and one of the girls was autistic and there was a challenge that she had to do and she was really struggling with it, and at the end of the challenge she just broke down and was screaming so hard because when in this case when this autistic person was faced with that challenge, it was hard. I don't understand because I'm not a practitioner of autism or anything like that. She explained that in her mind when she gets stressed out and it just becomes overwhelming and it kind of magnified, and there were people just trying to support her like, you got this, I know you do. She finished the challenge and she just let out this sigh of relief, and she was so overwhelmed with such emotion because the people were supporting her. And that situation is different. She couldn't employ the law of least effort, which she can, but she did have the support. So I broke down crying. I cried for 10 minutes with this woman's story because in my life, I'm on a journey. We're all on a journey, whether it's a journey of fulfillment, enlightenment, partner relationships, health issues, work issues, living situations, living circumstances. I realized that I am blessed. There are going to be challenges, but these challenges are not bigger than I am. These challenges are not bigger than you are. With a little bit of effort, with a little bit of thought, we can employ the law of least effort to get through these things. And yeah, we'll have to ask our spirit guides, our spirit team, the universe, or God, or Allah, Jehovah, whoever you believe in, whatever entity you believe in, just ask. It's the law of least effort. You don't have to get up and climb a mountain and ask for forgiveness or ask for the job or ask for the partner. Just reflect like I did and realize that you know what? I have a roof over my head. I have food in my belly. I have people that love me. I have people that I love. I'm growing a community with people that I believe in. So that's the law of least effort. And it's doing less to accomplish more, like this group today, and last week, and next week, until the 7 weeks are up. It's just me coming to you expressing my thoughts. And before I do these things, these workshops, I I kind of center myself and I just relax and just know that the universe and my spirit team is going to be I'm going to be speaking through their inspiration, through their motivation. you know Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday I did a little bit, the law of least effort. I believe I could do more, but then I realized something today. Eldon, sometimes you need to take a break. Sometimes you have to realize you can't stress yourself out with work. You did the required and then some. Just let the universe take care of the rest. Stop the stressing, stop it with the pushing. I even have to remind myself of that. So a potential misconception is about laziness. Am I going to sit in bed waiting for the universe to deliver that job? Of course not. Put in your resume, make the calls to follow up on the interview. Those are least effort, especially nowadays where we could take our phones anywhere. You could just make a call from bed, leave a message, or maybe speak to someone. Hey, listen, I just want to let you know that I put in my resume. Oh, you reviewing it? Okay, no problem. Hang up the phone, go back to sleep. You already did what you need to do. The universe is gonna take care of the rest. That's how I did it with mine. It's in fact, I manifested the majority of the jobs that I have attained because I definitely believe in the law of the least effort, and I definitely believe that the universe is conspiring in my favor. And just as I believe the universe is conspiring in my behalf, I believe the same for you too. Right now, we think that challenges are above us, and they're not. If you feel that there's a challenge in your attitude towards something, or maybe that love relationship, or your job, or maybe your health, just know and believe and trust in your heart. And I know it's easier said than done, but if you believe that your challenges are solved, that is how you get the result. I, Solina, you weren't here, but I had a pain in my tooth here, and I put my hand over it and I said, "There's no pain here. There's no pain here." Every day, there's no pain here. I used to think it, I used to say it. And now, guess what? There's no pain here. Now, this pain lasted 3 to 4 weeks. But if I wouldn't have done anything, it would have stayed. The same thing with my knees as a physical instructor. I'm jumping around and lifting weights and doing squats. I put my hand over my knee. There's no pain here. There's no pain here. Does it really take a lot of effort to say those words? No. You tell yourself you're in perfect health. You tell yourself you're in the job that you want. You tell yourself that you're in the relationship that you want to be in. You tell yourself that these issues, these challenges already found solutions. And the universe is listening. This is how we employ the law of least effort. Today, not today, right now we're going to discuss common obstacles applying this law. Do we have societal pressures from our families? You're not doing enough. If I would have done that, I would have done it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I would have done it quicker than you. Or my friend, one of my friends, he has this societal pressure to be busy, and he just paid his mortgage off 8 years ahead of schedule. And he was like, "Well, now I gotta do, and now I gotta do." And I said, "Hey, hey, hey, take it easy. You're already ahead of the curve. You paid your mortgage 8 years earlier. 90% of people, not that we're comparing, 90% of people don't pay their mortgages off in the United States within that amount of time. They complete the mortgage, or maybe they shave a couple of years off, but he didn't reward himself. He wasn't thinking, he was just ready for the next challenge, ready for the next bill to get paid. And I said, "You did yourself some good. Reward yourself. You've earned it. This is your time now." And he took a step back and goes, "You know what? You're right. I did all this work." And I'm like, "Yeah, now it's time for you to breathe easy." And now, of course, like you said, you're going to pay your credit card debt off. But now the big monkey is off your back, just like me. When I got my first job as a web developer working for the LA Times, my salary was as such that in 19 weeks, I paid off my student loan. Man, that was the greatest feeling. And all I had to do was just go to work. I stopped the eating out. I brought my lunch to work. I limited my going out nights. I'm like, I can't go out this weekend. I'm saving money for the student loan payoff. I would obviously pay my rent within those weeks, but in 19 weeks, I called up the bank. And this was really easy too. This was an easy one. I'm like, listen, I got the $19,000 for you. How do you want it? Well, we can take ACH payment, whatever. I said, all right, here are the numbers. Let me know. Give me a confirmation of receipt, and we are done. When that call was finalized, it was I was walking on a cloud. It was the greatest feeling. I didn't do much. I saved. I made the law of least effort. I made efforts to reduce my spending. Did that really take a lot of work? No. All of the guys wanted to go out, and who doesn't want to go out on the weekends? But to get a bigger problem off my back, I just took the minimal effort to get it done. And then guess what? After that, I had now more money to go out with my friends because I don't have that debt to carry anymore. So I'm like, you guys want to go out? Let's go. It's on me. I'm celebrating. I get the first round because now I have the money for the debt has been paid. It's just these little things we have to be conscious about. Was I lazy about it? No. It was the law of least effort. I knew I was getting paid weekly. I knew I had the money for it. I made the call, and that was that. I was no longer swimming in that debt. Debt, a lot of people in this country have it, many countries have it. But just take those steps to get rid of, in this example, that debt. That was the challenge that I had to overcome. I employed the law of least effort to get rid of it. And the reward was just so bountiful because I got now more, I got my life back. I wasn't stressing and straining to pay that monthly. So I had one less monthly bill to pay because I did the work. I wasn't lazy about it. I put effort into it. Was it a lot of effort? Not really. I didn't have to climb a mountain and, to go find a bank. It was just a phone call, a simple phone call. Hey, you want your money? Here it is. I open now the floor to questions and answers. And base your questions, if you have any, on how you reflect on your personal experiences employing the law of least effort.
Well, um I have felt that it's gotten easier over the years, to employ this law. Um, and just like your story, Eldon, I shared my own too with releasing myself from the financial obligations and whatnot. And I think what helped me is realizing, and I think a lot of people struggle, and they continue to struggle, but it's like it's a choice, right? We can choose to prolong this, thing, that monkey on your back, or you can choose that you've had enough of it, and then open up your mind to what the universe, God, source consciousness can provide to you that's better than the situation. So I believe that the law of least effort is a mindset shift first, you know, and then the rest will follow. And it's because you allow, um, God to cooperate with you, or you cooperate with God, because they're always wanting to, do the best for you. We're all His creations. We are God's. And so I I'm realizing a lot better now that if I continue to just elevate my mindset no matter what situation and then just kind of like make that choice, I'm done struggling, and open up your ears and your eyes and allow and just watch. the answers will come, or a door will open, the resources will be there, you know? And sometimes we delay it because we don't want to do the thing we dread doing. Ugh. You know, and that's a choice. So, like when you realize, okay, I have to bite the bullet with this, I'm gonna have to just do this because it's gonna ease the pain a whole lot. Get it done because the universe is also providing you the resources to get it all done. So it's like you're really not lacking. The only thing that's holding you back is yourself. So I want to say thank you, Eldon, for elaborating on this law in such a beautiful way, very, very concise and detailed and inspirational. So, and I
Well,
think a
thank you
lot of
so
people
much.
need to hear this message.
Well, thank
Absolutely.
you very much. Like I said, I do this because I'm called to it. No one's telling me to do this. I do it out of my duty that I was put on this earth to do. So, Lena, before we wrap up, would you like to share your experience or reflections?
Well, thank you again, Eldon, for
You're
doing this.
welcome.
I really enjoy them, and I thank you for the reminder about this law. And I think is timing is perfect for me to listen to this now because um, I agree with John that he says that this requires a mind shift first in order to apply or to learn how to apply it in everyday life. And that is something that for me, it kind of comes and goes. There are moments in my life where I have seen evidence where my mind is in that state where, that least effort and everything just comes easily and things develop. And then there is other times where I'm not in that mindset and everything becomes a lot harder and more difficult and a lot of obstacles and I get stuck and that feeling. So I think this is something that reminds me to stay there, right? Stay in that mindset. Positive. You mentioned gratitude, mention um, letting go. Um, all of that is very relevant to me right now. So I appreciate you doing that today.
Of course. I do thank the both of you for your support and for being present in these because it's not just me talking and you listening, it's me absorbing and learning myself that I have employed these methods, these laws in my life, which is what got me here. And when I moved from New York to Chicago the second time, I had read this book. And I'm not going to bottle this up inside and just keep it to myself. These laws work. These laws are in place to help us, to guide us, to motivate us, to push us, to learn about ourselves, to learn about our environment, to achieve things that we want. Is it a new adventure like me, leaving New York to go to Chicago, then moving to Los Angeles and now living in Miami? Yes, these are tools that we use to gain better health or relationships. And now, when I mean relationships, not necessarily romantic relationships, this can be used in work relationships, friend relationships. If we employ the law of least effort, hey, listen, could you come over here? I want to talk to you for a second about something. You're not lifting a boulder. It doesn't take a lot to call a friend and say, you know what, I'm thinking about you. We have these phones, like I said, they're this big. Tap, 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 tap. Give me a call when you get a chance. I want to talk to you about something. I want us to go to California. I'm thinking about a weekend in Bermuda. I'm thinking that we should fly to Quebec. Those are little things that flourish into beautiful things. Because who doesn't like to travel? Well, I see John speaking. Go ahead.
All right, I love to travel, and I'm glad
Yeah.
you brought that up because I did a 2-month road trip and I went to California and back. And it was very easy. Everyone I met, my brothers included, they're like, "Oh, I wish I could do that." I'm like, "Well, why can't you? All you have to do is set on that journey to do it, and it will be done." And very few mishaps happen, and I think that's what people are afraid of, that something's gonna go wrong. If I don't control everything, and have every detail ironed out, something's gonna go wrong. What do you think you're attracting?
Exactly. That's what I was talking about, the societal pressures.
Yeah.
I listen, we love our family and friends, but they are the first ones to discourage us when we're doing something good for ourselves. When I was thinking of moving to Chicago, I would say 95% of the people, it's cold there. That is the first response I got from everyone. That wasn't even on my mind. I was researching where I was going to live. I was researching the city. I was researching jobs. And this is the law of least effort before I got to learn what the law of least effort was. I got to Chicago on a Sunday, looked for work Monday through Friday, got a job that started the following Monday.
Wow. Nice.
My brother moved to Chicago, landed on Sunday, looked for work Monday, looked for work Tuesday. We were walking around in the neighborhood on Wednesday, walked into a place. We were just walking around the neighborhood. He goes, "Oh, look, they do psychotherapy in there. Let me see something." He goes right on in. And he goes, "Hi, listen, I'm a psychotherapist. I just wanted to know if you guys were hiring." So as he walked out, someone goes, "Well, who was that?" And the lady goes, "Oh, just some guy looking for a job." She walks right out. "Hey, listen, could I talk to you for a second?" And I was there to witness it. You know what he comes back and tells me? "Eldon, I start tomorrow."
No way.
The law of least effort.
Yeah.
What is it that you're looking to achieve? Is it health? Is it a job? Look at the two examples I gave you. When you're not looking for a partner, they're right in your face. I'm telling you, it happened to me multiple times. I was hanging out with my friends on Valentine's Day, 1997. I'm still talking to that guy that came up to me and I wasn't doing anything, just hanging out with my friends. It is how we get things just thinking about. I wasn't even thinking about it, to be honest. But if we want to achieve that health, that job, and I know I sound repetitive, but it's a mindset shift. Let's start getting our minds into the shift of getting what we want, what we desire, by shifting our minds to thinking we have it. And that for today is what I leave you with. I'm going to stop the recording, but we'll continue with a little bit of reflection and talking if you like. But once again, I extend a warm thank you to the participants that are in the room today. You know, I love you all. I thank you so much for your
Thank
support. It really does mean a lot to me.
thank you.
And I'm going to end the recording, but stay on the call if you like.